Well, my friends, um, I got this really cool PDF and I want to see if I can share it. Let's see if I can find it. And I try to make sure that it gets on here. Ooh, can you see it? I think so. Let's read this. It's called The 12 Presumptions of Court. Canon, not the camera, canon. But this has got to do with the Roman canon. 3228. It says a Roman court does not operate according to any true rule of law. Whoa. Whoa. But by presumptions of the law. Whoa. Therefore, if presumptions, like I'm presuming that you mean this, is that what you mean? Presumptions presented by the private bar, you know what bar stands for? British Accreditation Registry. All the lawyers, they belong to the British Accreditation Registry. In America, it's called something different, of course. I think ABA, American Bar Association. But look at how they hide that. Bar, British Accreditation Registry, Guild. So it says that the presumptions by them are not rebutted. They become fact and are therefore said to stand true. That's why when they, accuse you of something, you have to correct them immediately. It's difficult. Sometimes they just rattle off all this, that, and they trump up all the charges and whatever. You got to try to go and rebut all of those things because then they presume that it's going to be truth in commerce. Well, we can do something too. It's called make an affidavit of, it's a statement of truth that we're writing it down and we have it notarized. So they would need to rebut that affidavit of ours. And they're not going to do it. They're going to do all quiet crickets and stuff. And you know what that means? That means silence is acquiescence. It means they kind of know or they agree and they're not going to rebut with an affidavit. They're just not going to. They try to steamroll all over you, in the courts. So there are 12 key presumptions asserted by the private bar guilds, which, if unchallenged, make sure you challenge them, then they stand true, being public record, public service, public oath, immunity, summons, custody, court of guardians, court of trustees, government as executor, beneficiary, executor de sun tort, incompetence, and guilt. Executor de sun tort is someone who is acting as if they are the executor, but they're really not. Kind of like de facto. You know how like the government is de facto, meaning they're pretending like they're government, but they're not. But de jure means that you are government. De jure is the true government. But this executor de sun tort is someone who's acting as if they are the executor of the trust, but they're not. So they try to make you that executor de sun tort, trying to make it look like you think you're this and that, but you're not. Oh yeah, I am. Anyways, let's move on. It says number 1, the presumption of public record is that any matter brought before a lower Roman courts is a matter for the public record, when in fact it is presumed by the members of the private bar guild that the matter is a private bar guild business matter. Unless openly rebuked and rejected by stating clearly the matter is to be on the public record, The matter remains a private bar guild. Matter completely under private bar guild rules. Whoa. I have a feeling that that's probably why. I mean, you can't even submit stuff. In my area, you try to give them a piece of paper to put it into the case. They're like, no, you got to have a lawyer to do something like that. You can't do that. Or like you send them stuff. You better make sure that you have one of those green return receipt and make it certified mail, because they'd be like, oh, we didn't get anything. You got to have proof. You got to have proof. So make sure you have those two green pieces of paper. You got a green and white slip. That means certified mail. And then you got the green card. It's like a postcard to show the return signature, whoever got it, so that you have that to show and go, look, I sent something in. Here's the receipt. So let's see, 2. The presumption of public service is that all the members of the private bar guild who have all sworn a solemn, secret, absolute oath to their guild then act as public agents of the government or public officials by making additional oaths of public office that openly and deliberately contradict their private superior oaths to their own guild. You know, when you call up and say, hey, I'd like to have that judge's oath of office, you're asking for the was it Article 6 or the Title 6? I don't remember. You're asking for the oath of office number 6, VI 6. And they give you something from their state, something totally different. So you're going to ask them, is this the Title 6 oath of office? Or is this just for show? It's for show. That's what it is. And if you look at it closely, their name is all capitalized. So it's a doing business as. It's not even them. The person who's saying, I took an oath of office to protect the Constitution. It's all capitalized, their name. That's not even them. So the county, who's actually not the county, because it's all capitalized there, that's a doing business name. And then there's the courthouse. That's all capitalized too. So they're doing business as, doing business as, doing business as. It's like a trust within a trust within a trust. You know, they just are hiding it. And I remember that one, Maxwell Smart. It was funny. I think it was, excuse me. Excuse me. I think it was Maxwell Smart. He's all, hey, where's 99? And all of a sudden, he lifts the mask and there's the chief under there. Hey, chief, where's 99? I don't know. There's a monkey under there. Hey, where's 99? There's 99. They lift off the mask and it's Maxwell Smart again. That's exactly what they're doing. They're doing identity fraud right there, hiding behind all these all capitalized names. Anyway, so let's see. So, yeah, they're acting like they're government public officials by making, and then they make additional oaths of public office that openly and deliberately contradict their private superior oaths to their own guild. And unless openly rebuked and rejected, the claim stands that these private bar guild members are legitimate public servants and therefore trustees under public oath. We gotta rebuke them. We have to. And I think it's under the hearing, but sometimes they don't give you the time of day. They like cut you right off. Get out of my court that we're renting, pretending like it's our church, the Hall of Justice, the Justice League, which is basically a pagan goddess justice. So 3, the presumption of public oath is that all members of the private bar guild acting in the capacity of public officials who have sworn a solemn public oath remain bound by that oath and therefore bound to serve honestly, impartiality, and fairly as dictated by their oath, unless openly challenged and demanded. The presumption stands that the private bar guild members have functioned under their public oath in contradiction to their guild oath. You know, when they are in the guild, they're in their bar thing, they got a higher oath that they've done. They're like, we're going to say that we're, doing this all good for the public, blah, blah, blah. But we got a higher oath over here to you guys. And this just cancels out that. So this is like a covering. It's a cloth, like Jesuit military hiding behind the cloth. We're going to pretend like we're all so wonderful and holy, but we're not. We're devil worshippers. That's what they're. Yeah, they got they're black robes. They're evil and they're wicked. And they act like they're so good. You know those people who are very manipulative. They act like they're all good and stuff, but they're not. You been around those kind of people? You been that kind of person? You act like you can't do anything wrong? Yeah, well, we all do stuff wrong sometimes. And it's good to admit it. It's true. We can move on. So if challenged, such individuals, must recuse themselves as having a conflict of interest. Do you work for the state? Does he work for the state? Is this place all under the state name? Isn't there like a conflict of interest here? Oh, whoops. They got to recuse themselves because they cannot possibly stand under a public oath. And I don't know. What's this? Oh, and here's another. Number 4, the presumption of immunity. Is that key members of the private bar guild, in the capacity of public officials, I'm the judge now, acting as judges, prosecutors, and magistrates who have sworn a solemn public oath in good faith, are immune from personal claims of injury and liability. That's a presumption. Unless openly challenged and their oath demanded. Oh, I did that. I got the oath. I printed it out and I sent it to them. And I underlined all these great things on there. Oh, you Article 3 judge? This is Article 3 courthouse? Or are you just administrative? How do you have, jurisdiction over me? Can you prove it? So the presumption stands that the members of the private bar guild as public trustees acting as judges, acting as a prosecutor, acting as a magistrate, are immune, acting like they're immune from any personal accountability for their actions. This is a presumption of immunity, so they can be sued. Yeah, they can. The presumption of summons. Have you ever gotten a summons? You need to go to court. Here's a ticket. You need to be there in court on this date. February 14th is when your court date is. Okay, so the presumption of summons is that by custom, a summons, unrebutted, stands, and therefore one who attends court is presumed to accept a position. So the last 2 courts, I did not go because the first time I sent in a letter saying, this is my special appearance, the letter, boom. And then they said, hey, you didn't show up to your deal. Like the last possible day, they said, you better show up, trying to contract with me. And then I did. I showed up. But then they steamrolled all over me, of course. They're like, you're guilty. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm innocent. I got clean hands. They try to do the same thing every time. You know, this presumption of the summons. So let's find out what's going on here. Defendant, juror, witness. Oh, here we go. So therefore, one who attends court is presumed to accept a position. Are you the defendant? Are you accepting that job? How about juror? You're supposed to be coming in for jury duty. How about a witness? So are you wanting to take that job for free as a witness? No. And jurisdiction of the court. Attendance to court is usually invitation by summons. Unless the summons is rejected and returned. No, thank you. I don't want to go here. Boop. And with a copy of the rejection filed prior to choosing to visit or attend. Jurisdiction and position as the accused and the existence of guilt stands. And 6, the presumption of custody is that by custom, a summons or warrant for arrest unrebutted stands. So we need to rebut. Hey, that warrant that you have there, was there a complaint filed? Is there somebody that I have injured? Where's the complaint? Where's the warrant? I know I'm innocent. I haven't done anything. So you better rebut that. It stands. And therefore, one who attends court is presumed to be a thing. And therefore liable to be detained in custody by custodians. This includes the dead legal fiction non-human person. The corporate government's rules and regulations are written for. You know that your name is all capitalized on all your identification. Did you know that? Go look. Everything, it's all capitalized. That's the person, not you. You're not the person. You're alive. So custodians may only lawfully hold custody of property and things, not flesh and blood, soul possessing beings. You want my driver's license? Here you go. You can have it. Oh, that birth certificate? Oh, the social security number? Here you go. Those are the things that they own, not you. Unless this presumption is openly challenged by rejection of summons and or at court, the presumption stands. You are a thing and property. Are you this name? No. Get out of my court. Because you're not the thing. You're not their property either. And therefore lawfully able to be kept in custody by custodians. Yeah, we don't admit that you're the name. I can't do anything to you. I already tried it a couple of days ago. They didn't do anything. They said, get out of here. You're not the name? No. Get out of here. You're done. Okay, bye. Thanks. Thank you. Anyway, so you have to send in something to let them know that you're not the presumption. So the presumption of court of guardians is the presumption that as you may be listed as a resident, what? A resident of a ward of a local government area and have listed on your passport the letter P, You're going to have to look at your passport and see if it has the letter P on it. You are a pauper, and therefore under the guardian powers of the government and its agents as a court of guardians. You better check your passport to see if it has the letter P on it. Unless this presumption is openly challenged to demonstrate you are both a general guardian and general executor of the matter, trust, before the court, the presumption stands, and you are by default a pauper and a lunatic, and therefore must obey the rules of the clerk of guardians, clerk of magistrates court. Wow. Here's another one. 8. The presumption of court of trustees is that members of the private bar guild presume you accept the office of trustee as a public servant. Are you a public servant? Because you're driving around with that driver's license. You applied at the DMV for a job. You didn't want to get paid. You want to be the public servant. And government employee. Yeah, that's what you did. We all did that. We're going to have to rebut that presumption just by attending a Roman court. Hey, what do you mean it's a Roman court? Does it say Hall of Justice? Because justice is that pagan Roman goddess. And it is a Roman court with the Roman goddess. Hall of Justice. That way. Follow the signs. Entering into their church of their goddess, justice. Just us. As such, courts are always for public trustees by the rules of the guild and the Roman system. Unless this presumption is openly challenged to state you are merely visiting, I'm just visiting by invitation, to clear up the matter, and you are not a government employee or public trustee in this instance, the presumption stands and is assumed as one of the most significant reasons to claim jurisdiction, simply because you appeared. Ooh. Let me see, is there another one? Because I think that there's 12 presumptions, right? Let me see. I wanted to see if I have it on the same one. I might have to go fetch it. Where is the other presumption thing? Let me see. I might have to get into my email. Well, you know what I'll do? Because I don't want to share all my stuffs. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to make another for the rest of the other presumptions because there's 12 of them. We got up to 8. But anyways, I thought that was really cool. I found that. And I thought I would share that with you. And, you know, we're going to be heading into the Roman calendar, Gregorian New Year of the Roman pagan Gregorian calendar thing starting tomorrow. So this is the thing. We're supposed to come out of her, my people. And we've been captivated. Did you know that? We've been taken captive. Like our seasons and the dates, calendar, everything has been changed on us before we were even born. And we've just been following what our family has been doing. The sins of the fathers are passed down to the generations. But when our eyes get open up and we start to see the truth, it's time that we start revoking, rescinding, and rebutting and saying, nope, that doesn't apply to me. Why do you want me to cut down a tree that's alive and decorate it with silver and gold when it says Jeremiah 10 not to do that and make it an idol and do fertility worship? Spend all this money on what? It's not a real holiday. Our Savior wasn't born on the 24th or the 25th of December. Why are you telling us lies? Hey, Pinocchio's birthday is tomorrow. Let's celebrate Pinocchio's birthday. No, Pinocchio's made up. I'm not saying Yahusha, our Savior, is made up, but they switch the dates. And we need to go back to the ancient ways. Know what those feasts are. The feasts of Yahuwah, our Creator, they are for a reason and a purpose. They mean something. Not so that we can forsake them and follow other gods, because that's exactly what we've done. Follow the calendar. Oh, let's go to the Hallmark store and get a new calendar. We're going to follow all the dates and the fun party stuff that they have on that one. No. We need to set ourselves apart. Set ourselves apart from what? From the world. Because if we do the same things as the world, then guess what? We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We all have diapers and we need guardians and custodians to do stuff for us because we're not grown up. I'm just saying. So we need to come out of her, my people. Come out of her. That Babylon confusion. You know, over in New York, they got this thing called the Statue of Liberty, and she's looking over on the water. Yeah. It means something there too, that goddess, Columbia, or that he, she of Apollo with the big crown. It's on the water. Trying to be like God with his voices like waters. Yeah, it's you got to come out of her. Come on, wake up, people. Oh, by the way, I want to let you know, look, Earth is level and flat. Do you see this? This down here is land mass. Up there is sky. Down here is water. This is not a globe that doesn't spin. It doesn't spin, people. If it spun, then these things would start being wobbly, wobbly, wobbly. We'd all be dead. I don't know if you ever did laundry, but I did do laundry today. And I look in the spin cycle and it's whoosh. That's probably like, what, 30 miles an hour? If it was 1,030 miles, like they try to tell you in the school that the earth is a globe and it's spinning at 1,030 miles per hour, get real. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I mean, if we have winds that are 30 miles an hour, can you imagine? 1,030 miles? Come on, all this stuff would be like dead. We'd all be dead. Get real. So I'm just saying, this is dirt. I mean, you know, it is. Earth is dirt. We live on this land stuff, the land mass. We don't live on the water unless you're on a boat. We don't live in the air unless you're on some, you know, aircraft thing all the time. But this is the earth part. See it? It's horizontal. It's not vertical. It doesn't go up like this. Canada's not up here, okay? And Australia down there. No. This is horizontal because it's a horizon. Horizon. Okay? Anyways, we need to get all that false stuff out of our head. And I will tell you that this background is totally false. You can kind of see the CGI. Look at, whoa. I can make my hand disappear too, somehow. Boop, boop, boop. CGI stuff, green screen. Like I could say I'm on the moon and you guys maybe would believe me. Can't land on the moon because it's a light. I'm not really here in San Francisco. That's green screen. This is like, you know, make-believe stuff. So probably be taking the make-believe stuff off. I don't know. This is kind of fun for something fun. But I'm just telling you guys, when we grow up, we got to put away the childish things. I'm just saying, get that one picture of the globe out of your head that NASA just sticks in front of your face every time you go pay for a movie to get inculcated with more indoctrination. We don't live on a spinning globe, you guys. Look, see that landmass over there? Could be Alcatraz over there somewhere. Landmass, dirt. See that? That's the part that we live on. That's water. Fish live there. Then there's sky. Hey, birds go up there. Stars up there. Circle of the earth is up here. The circuit of the stars is the circuit of the earth, which is the land part down here. But anyways, you know, once we learn stuff, you can't go back. Once you, what do they say? Once you globe back, you never globe back. Once you go flat, you never globe back. Once you go flat, you never globe back. You just can't. You can't globe back. You can't unsee this. Look out there with your eyes, you guys. Look at the mountains and the hills and the valleys. We know it's not flat like a pancake, like kind of like this earth. I mean, this water is totally flat. The water is flat. See that? Very flat. Earth is dirt, landmass, sky. There's no Canada up there. I'm just saying. But anyways, I digress. But I hope that maybe I said some things that make you wake up out of your slumber. If you keep doing this, hey, it's New Year's Eve thing, and it's Christmas, and it's Halloween, and it's Valentine's, and that's all fake stuff, you guys. If you keep doing that, you're never going to see what I'm seeing. So I hope that this little reading helped. Anyways, have a good one. Hopefully you get some sleep tonight and your neighbors don't be like, you know, shooting stupid things in the air and firecrackers and all that. I'm hoping I'm going to go to bed soon. Have a good one. Toodles. Stay flat.